So translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna manifests his eternal human-like form and performs his pastimes to show mercy to the devotees. Having heard such pastimes, one should engage in service to him. Seems a very simple kind of statement, but it's got a lot of depth in this one. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-36. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has innumerable expansions of his transcendental form, who eternally exists in the spiritual world. This material world is only a perverted reflection of the spiritual world, where everything is manifested without inebriety. There everything is in its original existence, free from the domination of time. Time cannot deteriorate or interfere with the conditions in the spiritual world, where different manifestations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the recipients of the worship of different living entities in their constitutional spiritual positions. In the spiritual world, all existence is unadulterated goodness. The goodness, Shri Radha Gokul Nanda ki. Talking of Golok, and look how wonderful the deities have been dressed. Can we give round of applause to the pujaris who really dressed them up? Bolo Shri Radha Gokul Nanda ki, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki. It's really nice. The goodness found in the material world is contaminated by the modes of passion and ignorance. The saying that the human form of life is the best position for devotional service has its special significance, because only in this form can a living entity revive his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The human form is considered the highest state in the cycle of the species of life in the material world. If one takes advantage of this highest kind of material form, one can regain his position of devotional service to the Lord. Incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear in all the species of life, although this is inconceivable in the human brain. The Lord's pastimes are differentiated according to the appreciating capacity of the different types of bodies of the living entities. The Supreme Lord bestows the most merciful benediction upon human society when he appears in his human form. It is then that humanity gets the opportunity to engage in different kinds of eternal service to the Lord. Special natural appreciation of the descriptions of a particular pastime of Godhead indicates the constitutional position of a living entity. Adoration, servitorship, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love are the 5 primary relationships with Krishna. The highest perfectional stage of the conjugal relationship, enriched by many sentiments, gives the maximum relishable mellow to the devotee. So all those leelas are for the devotees. You know, shouldn't think, oh, it's happening over there, what's my business in it? No, it's for you. The Lord appears in different incarnation, as a fish, tortoise, and a boar, as Parshuram, Lord Ram, Buddha, and so on, to reciprocate the different appreciation of living entities in different stages of evolution. The conjugal relationship of amorous love called Parikya Ras is the unparalleled perfection of love exhibited by Lord Krishna and his devotees. A class of so-called devotees known as Sahajas try to imitate the Lord's pastimes, although they have no understanding of the amorous love in his expansion of pleasure potency. Their superficial imitation can create havoc on the path of the advancement of one's spiritual relationship with the Lord. Material sexual indulgence can never be equated with spiritual love, which is in unadulterated goodness. The activities of the Sahajas simply lower one deeper into the material contamination of the senses and mind. Krishna's transcendental pastimes display eternal servitorship to Adhokshaja, the Supreme Lord, who is beyond all conception through material senses. Materialistic conditioned souls do not understand the transcendental exchanges of love, but they like to indulge in sense gratification in the name of devotional service. The activities of the Supreme Lord can never be understood by irresponsible persons who think the pastimes of Radha and Krishna to be ordinary affairs. The Ras dance is arranged by Krishna's internal potency Yoga Maya, and it is beyond the grasp of the materially affected person. Trying to throw mud into the transcendence with their perversity, the Sahajas misinterpret the saying Tat Pratvena Nirmalam and Tat Paro Bhavet. By misinterpreting Tadrishi Krida, they want to indulge in sex while pretending to imitate Lord Krishna. But one must actually understand the imports of the words through the intelligence of the authorized Goswamis. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, in his prayers to the Goswamis, has explained his inability to understand such spiritual affairs. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoiba Akuti Kobe Hama Bojebo Se Yugala Priti. When I shall be eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental love affairs of Radha and Krishna. In other words, unless one is trained under the disciplic succession of the Goswamis, one cannot understand Radha and Krishna. The conditioned souls are naturally averse to understanding the spiritual existence of the Lord. And if they try to know the transcendental nature of the Lord's pastimes, while they remain absorbed in materialism, they are sure to blunder like the Sahajas. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurummulitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamyam Dadati Sva Padantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhane Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyayevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimati Krishna Das Swami Tinamine. Namam Vishnu Padaya Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine. Krishna manifests his eternal human-like form and performs his pastimes to show mercy to the devotees. Having heard such pastimes, one should engage in service to him. Guru, Sadhu, Shastras, they actually reveal the truth. And the first shloka of Bhagavatam says, Satyam Param Dhimahi, I meditate on the supreme truth. You know, we have eyes, ears, all these knowledge-acquiring senses, and we are so proud of them. And when I go preaching, you know, when you go out preaching, you have to keep the message very simple. And I'm very happy I'm sitting amongst devotees, so we can talk a little bit, you know, deeper meaning to Krishna consciousness. But generally we just tell people, you know, so I go and tell the people, how many fingers? They go 1, 2, 3. How can you tell? By my eyes. So you see everything with the eyes? They go, yes. I said, can you see your own eyes? They go, no. I said, oh, there you go. You can't see everything with the eyes because you can't see even your own eyes. They go, but the mirror. I said, that's inverted. So even when you see your eyes, it's the wrong way around in the mirror. But I tell them, these eyes, you need a mirror to see. What about this eye? I did this. I spoke. I sang. Well, even this eye does everything, but you can't see that either. So you need a mirror. And what's that mirror? Bhagavad Gita. So when you read Bhagavad Gita, you realize who you are. So these are the sort of messages we give. And you know, it's so nice that people are hearing it for the first time that they can't see their eyes and they can't see this eye. Because people do not have a mission in their life. They do not have a goal in their life. They're just rolling along with everybody else so people like them. Ahankar means everybody appreciates them. And that's what we advertise. You know, I got the first class in my degree. You know, I'm from Oxford. You know, I'm from Cambridge. Unless you say that, people won't like you. And the devotees say, you know what? I'm the worst of the worst. They're very humble. I mean, the other day somebody sent me an email and they said, if you draw a long line, without touching the line, how can you shorten it? Birbal and Akbar, they had a kind of thing. So all the ministers failed. So Birbal went and he drew a line longer than the previous one. Of course, the other one then became shorter. It's clever. So similarly, when somebody is there, some devotee is there, what do? We try to draw our line longer than theirs. And the devotee thinks, I was quite happy chanting my rounds. This Prabhu came and started to tell me how wonderful he is, how he knows Krishna, he knows Vrindavan, how his chanting is better, and the prasadi is good. And you end up thinking, I think I better pack this in. But some of the Maharajis, sannyasis, they come and they see your line this big and they humbly draw a smaller line. And you thinking, Maharaj is making me feel that I'm better. The devotees always want the others to feel more positive towards Krishna. We neophytes want others to say, Acharya here, a potential Acharya, okay? I haven't realized it yet, and you haven't either. But wait till I've learned about 2,000 shlokas, then nobody will be able to defeat me. Because Shastra and Shastra are very close, means scriptures and weapon. So Shastra and Shastra, you take the R off and it becomes Shastra. Many people use the Granth as weapon to establish themselves. Why? Because why are we in this material world? Because we wanted to compete with Krishna. We are envious of Krishna. Never mind anybody else. We're actually envious of Krishna. So the Lord is so kind, He created this beautiful universe so we can krida, we can play here. And I have a friend, his name is Ras Krida. And krida means playing with the rasa. It is said, rasa means taste. Ras actually means you can't talk about ras, you have to taste it. You can't say, oh, mango juice is great, lychee juice is great, all this. And the guy goes, well, give it to me, I'll drink it. Don't talk about it. Especially when you're hungry. When somebody's hungry, you say, oh, I'm famished. You say, well, pizza, I had it somewhere else, it was really good. Pasta, chapati, this, then the other. The more you talk about food, the hungry guy goes, don't talk about it, give it to me. Similarly with Krishna consciousness, we have a habit of talking about it only, but we don't taste the rasa. Now, there's the spiritual rasa and material rasa. The spiritual rasa, you know where it sits? The object is Sri Krishna and the shelter is the soul. For spiritual rasa, it's between the soul and the Lordship. You know where the material rasa is? The object is material senses and the shelter is the mind. So you can see the two different rasas there. So you can't have, material rasa going into the soul area. But the Lord is very good engineer. He realizes that, because Krishna goes, Mamevansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. He knows every one of you are eternal, and your eternal Swarup is, Satchitananda Vigraha. So you know the truth, you're eternal, and you have Anand, but it's been covered by Ahankar, Buddhi, Man. This subtle body is covering it. Then the gross body is covering it. Then the objects take over, who are outside your body. They rule you. When I go and talk to materialists, the way you have to say is, okay, you might have a Mercedes, but when you go to a wedding to show your Mercedes, somebody else comes and parks his latest model next to you. And I'm telling you, we might think that guy's got Mercedes, but that guy with Mercedes sees another one coming and parked against him. He is burnt to ashes. And then they look like, who's this rich guy? And when they see a driver coming out, he might be a little person, not very strong or anything. How did he get a new model? The question is how? Because everybody thinks I am the cleverest person, And when somebody becomes rich saying, well, I don't want anybody else to be richer than me. So what we do is we borrow a lot of money to show, this is me, I am successful. But this is all material baggage. Sachinandanita Chan ki jai. Shri Radha Gokul Nanda ki. Sorry, I went back to my temple in Coventry. Yes. So what happens is, this baggage is coming in our way of devotional service, and they are called anarthas. Artha means gain, anartha means loss. The more you have, which is going to come in your way, why are you proud of it? How can you remove these anarthas? Sadhu sang. Sadhus have nothing to do with this material rubbish baggage. Like Papa Hobos in America, they carry, rubbish with them and they always, hey, that's, they pick it up. And as you're driving, they, why is he collecting rubbish? But to him, it's his things. When he sleeps at night, he has got cardboard on the floor and everything like that. So we say it's terrible, but you try to snatch that rubbish bag from that person, he'll beat you and everything like that. Can you imagine Lord sits there thinking, whoa, many houses he's carrying, many cars he's carrying. At time of death, he'll have to leave them behind. One guy goes to me, especially in the Indian community, they say, Prabhu, at time of death, you won't be able to take 1 pound. I goes, Prabhuji, never mind 1 pound, you won't be able to take this hand with you. Even this hand will be left behind. We came with this body, we've got to leave it behind. So the topic is really, really deep. I just wanted to show what sort of preaching we have to do, to tell people, Yukta Vairagya, whatever you have, please use in the service of Sri Krishna. But devotees, please try to be different inside the temple room. Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Go Nitai ki. The Lordship is playing with us, Krida. Now you see him, now you don't. So what happens is, when you're devotees, because you're preaching, you're tolerating other people's anarthas, please don't start to be like them. You're only accepting their condition because you want them to improve. That's called Pragati Marg. If you start to say, well, he gets so much respect. He's got a car. In the beginning, well, not in the beginning, even now sometimes, when we are preaching, if somebody comes with a Mercedes or something, devotee will say, oh, I'd like to preach to him. And if somebody just walks with a bad leg or something, and say, oh, well, somebody else can preach to him. Because it's obvious, we're not going to get anything from him. Because what's the focus? Lakshmi. Let's get money from him. Let's get influence. Let's get facilities. And in Vrindavan, it's opposite. If somebody comes with a video camera and everything like that, they just look at him thinking, hey, he's a tourist. He's not interested in Vrindavan. And yet, when you see somebody with a bad leg and going, Radhe Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe, and he's got Vrajraj on his head, sadhu say, hey, Radhe Radhe. They look at somebody who has nothing. And somebody who's really up to date, especially the trustees of temples, Hindu temples, they wear 3-piece suit as a temple president. Which got nothing to do with Bharatiya culture. And they're so proud. I'm the trustee. I always say Hare Krishna, And I just realized they know nothing about Bhagavad Gita. And if you ask them as well, do you know anything about Bhagavad Gita? No, I don't have time for it. Then why are you the temple president? Because those mandirs then become social gathering places where people come and meet. Srila Prabhupada opened these centers that it's like a hospital. You bring all the patients in and you treat them. But the doctors and the nurses are not the patients. They are to cure others. We shouldn't be sick. We should be good. Let the others come and improve them. That's why this literature is there for the doctors and the nurses. Bhagavad Gita is for everybody else. You're not this body, Sankhya philosophy. And then Karam yoga, Gyan yoga, Dhyan yoga, and then Bhakti yoga. Why? Because the Parishram means effort. The materialists believe in effort. But what do these Hare Krishna people do all day? Chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, they should do some work. But they couldn't be devotee-like for a week. They will leave. So then what happens? They believe in. So Krishna gives Karma Yoga. There's others who are students and scholarly. They like to always philosophy. So the Lord gives them Gyan Yoga. So when Brahmaji came and saw Krishna as a baby, he's created the universe. And he got the Gayatri before everybody else. Vedas have spoken to him. So with his Gyan and his karma, he's looking at baby Krishna like, who's this boy? And you know what? Not only Brahma thinks like that, we all think like that. And that's why it's called anartha. Funny thing is, we are involved in knowing about Krishna. We are serving Krishna, but yet it's anartha. You know why? Because bhakti is not given so much importance. Recognition of Krishna is not there. It becomes anartha. Indra is made the demigod because of Krishna's mercy. And when Krishna came and Krishna stopped the worship, Indra got really, really upset that I should have been worshipped. This happens to all of us. when we become very nice devotees, everybody gives respect to you. Then wherever you go, you want everybody to stand up when you walk in, pay obeisances first. They should say Haribol first before you. You should get the Mahaplate, Prasad, all these things. Comes in. Very subtle, but he hangs around there. But suddenly when you're there feeling important, and His Holiness Shiva Maharaj walks in, Radhanath walks in, you suddenly feel, the real champions are here. But before they arrive, and then you see everybody pay obeisance and everything, and suddenly you think in your mind, actually, I'm not very good. It happens to all of us. There's one devotee came to me, he goes, so-and-so is very nice devotee, he's very humble devotee. I go, it's okay, Prabhu, don't spoil him. Because you'll keep on calling him humble, 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 and if you hear I'm humble so many times, you actually become proud. So don't flatter people so much. Please, devotees. If they say I'm humble and whatever, just appreciate their humility, but don't tell them they're humble. Because what happens? The poor guy then has to act humble all the time, artificially. So even it says, don't criticize, don't praise anybody in front of the deities, really. Now and then, but don't continue to do so. It becomes very uncomfortable for somebody who sings nicely, keep telling, Prabhu, you're brilliant, Prabhu, you're brilliant. He's only glorifying the Lord. Somebody gives class, Prabhu, your class was brilliant. You are really upsetting him. It's creating anartha in the person. So as devotees, just saying, you know what? You're brilliant. Just say that. And rather than start to be specific about his singing, his class and everything, then he thinks, my strength is class. So I'm going to learn more shlokas. So then you sit here, you think, I've got 2,000 shlokas, which one do I speak? There's a bottleneck, nothing comes out. Yeah, because you're loaded up. But that's all in here, anartha. It should come from there to here. And Srila Prabhupada's class yesterday, we were in the car listening. Prabhupada said, the only way you can see Krishna is through service to him. Service to him, bhajate. Please, all of you who are actually bookworms, just reading books, and never helping in the temple, not doing that, please, there's a big danger. It's an anartha. You're going to be like Brahmaji. In the end, you will even disqualify Krishna's Leela as a Makhanchor. Well, I got nothing to do with when stealing butter. Do you know what? Vatsalya Bhav is very, very special. Instead of serving Krishna serving you, because if he's Allahu Akbar, God is great, it means he's looking after you. Bahabad, our Lord is a baby, you got to look after him. You're occupied day and night. So Vatsalya Bhav is not a joke. But many people, intellectuals, say, well, what have I got to do with babies? He's never a baby. He's the Lord all the time. So you should have a Vatsalya Bhav. A management should be Vatsalya Bhav. Management should be like a mother. All the devotees are their children. Shouldn't have any other bhav. Management should have that bhav. It's okay, they made a mistake. Correct it again. Father will always say, go to your room. You made this mistake. Mother will say, before you go here, eat something. That's the punishment she gives. Because she knows, this is a temporary situation. Whereas the father says, you cut my nose, you have. Mother says, don't tell your dad, here's 200 pounds. But give him another chance. So, I'll come to, because I'm running short, the anarthas. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Guru reveals you the truth. Shastra reveals you the truth. And Sadhu. And they should all be the same. That's why we do that. But there's another element I'm going to add to the Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. I'm not anybody special, but I've realized through my realization, is Tirath Dham, like Vrindavan Dham. That place also reveals you the truth. And I'll just share a little experience of mine recently. I was near Giriraj for 7 days. It used to be my dream, because I like Govardhan very much, because Krishna lifted the Govardhan. That is the chin. That is the proof Krishna was there. And the other one is Yamuna. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he discovered Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. Tears in his eyes. This is where Radha Krishna meet daily. Because for Lord Chaitanya, he doesn't have eyes like ours. He can actually see the Nikunj Kunj. The inner Vrindavan he can see. We see Bham Vrindavan, the external one. And he discovered those places. And the 6 Goswamis discovered for our benefit, So please go there and spend some time there. So near Govardhan, I would be there, 7 days. And it was Purnamashi as well, near there. And at night time it would glisten, and the moon is out there, and the cows are there, the pigs are there, and all kind of things. Monkeys, monkeys. Mustn't forget Bandar one, the bandar, the monkeys, And so it's fantastic. So I was just sitting there, I goes, Giriraj, just like a spoon cannot perceive the fire, the qualities of fire. Similarly, a devotee cannot perceive the qualities of Govardhan and Vrajmandal. But when the spoon is put into fire, it becomes hot. Similarly, us devotees, when we're near Govardhan, although we don't understand it, we get hot. And Govardhan is actually emanating spiritual energy. So when you're there, you're meditating. Suddenly, I was just meditating on Lord Krishna. And the realization, I don't know what sort of voice it is. When you realize something, I don't know whether, it can't be here, but something speaks to you, or there is some sort of conversation. And he said, that peacock feather in Krishna's turban is actually Radharani's peacock's feather. That was my realization. And I thought myself, oh, that's great. I said, no wonder Krishna, when he dressed him up, then they put the peacock feather at the end, and then he walks like that, plays the flute like that. That is Radharani's peacock. So, look, I didn't read it or anything. I'm sitting there. So there was Bhagavatam Katha going on nearby. And so I was sitting there, and the speaker said, one day Krishna was training 4 peacocks how to dance, because Nataraj, he can teach anybody. Because peacocks are also living entities, They're not just always peacocks. I mean, you were peacocks once as well. You were all species of life, 8,400,000 species. So don't laugh at a worm or a snail. You were like that once. So when you scream at the snail, you're screaming at yourself. Because you were there like that, snake and whatever. Some people still snakes, in behavior, and then we have to improve. And that's why Kaliya Nag came and Krishna subdued the snake. These are anarthas as well. So everybody's got them. So I was listening, he said, and the peacocks were really enjoying it. Suddenly a 5th peacock came and he really started to dance, And Krishna looked and goes, who taught you this dance? Oh, he goes, special guru. And he goes, I'd like to meet your guru. And the peacock flew, and Krishna chased the peacock, and he flew towards Varsana. You know what I'm going to say. And the peacock went near Radharani, and Radharani was dancing really nicely, and Krishna was enamored by that. He went behind a bush to watch her, so not to disturb her. And the peacock joined Radharani, and both of them sequenced the dance like that. And Krishna sort of stumbled a little bit. It was in ecstasy. And Radharani spotted, goes, hey, what are you doing looking at me? And, she talks to Krishna like that, very nicely. Anyway, and Krishna goes, I was fascinated by the way you're teaching this peacock like that. Could you teach me some more moves? And that point, Radharani became shy and she ran away. So did the peacock. And as the peacock took off, one of the feathers just came down on the floor. And Krishna went to chase both of them, but then he picked up because that was the peacock from that, and he put it in his turban. When I heard that, I was thinking, how does this happen? It just came to me yesterday, Govardhan, now the Katha is being said. That frightened me. We are not appreciating Vrindavan enough. We just think it's, okay, Birmingham, okay, Vrindavan. Coventry, Vrindavan. No, it is the spiritual world. And Satyam Param Dhimahi, when you go there, if you meditate on the truth, is revealed to you. It doesn't finish there. Because you know what? We've been in the movement for long enough. And you do end up maturing in many aspects. And you stay stupid in many aspects. What can you do? You're human. And so I went to Radhakund with Vishnumurti Prabhu. And both of us went, and it was Kartik Maas, and there were so many people. Taxis are not allowed that day, whatever. Everybody's just walking. So we went early morning, went to Radhakund, and I just sat there. Please, I'm just sharing my realization with you, disqualified as I am, but you can appreciate the evolution, how things happen to you. So I'll rush you because I've got 5-10 minutes only. I went to Jahan Batak, on Radhakund there. I just sat there and I told Vishnu, where are you going to sit? He goes, I'll sit over there. I said, good. Because, when you go to this dham, you don't want to laugh and joke and whatever because it's serious, moment. So sat there and he sat far away, covered his head. And I don't know what he was thinking, but I start to say, Jahnavi Mata, one day you sat here and you asked Radhakund, did I have pastimes with you, Krishna, when Krishna was here? And suddenly a white palace came, and he was a Nanga Manjari. He was she was a younger sister of Radharani. So then she got really excited. Oh my God, I did have a pastime, with Krishna as well. So I just sat there thinking, not asking the same question. I said, could you give me the mahima of Radhakund? Why Radhakund? Why should I appreciate it? You ask this question and you sit there in meditation and, there was a kind of fence-like thing there and the jewel is there. I took some pictures. They were really nice. And I was appreciating Radhakund. Then I went into I was chanting Hare Krishna like that. And I realized, okay, how did Radhakund come about? There was a bull called Aristasur. Aristasur came and charged at Krishna. And Krishna immediately killed Aristasur. And Radharani came running saying, what did you do? You are Gopal. You're supposed to protect the cows and the bulls. You've just killed the bull. He said, the bull was charging at me. He goes, no. Now you're contaminated. So now you got to go to Haridwar, Rishikesh, all this places to purify yourself. Krishna goes, I'm not leaving Vrindavan, Vrajadham. I'm staying here. He goes, no. Then we will not touch you. We won't talk to you. Krishna says, well, I can't have that. So he actually said, I'll call all the kunds from all the universe. Never mind just Bharat or this earth. From all the universe, all the kunds came and they went into Radhakund. And then, that was it. And I thought myself, wow, that's amazing Leela. Because I was just contemplating. And suddenly I thought myself, why the bull? And this realization came, the bull, what does bull represent? Dharma. And what is Dharma? What is Sanatana Dharma? Mercy, austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness. Yes? All this daya, satya, swachhta, tapasya, all this is dharma. Now, I have met many people who are pakka on truth, on mercy, on austerity, cleanliness, absolutely clean. But I've always found that they do not have love for Krishna. There are many, many sadhus. They are so pakka, but they don't have love for Krishna. And I realized, oh my God, yeah, we keep talking about Sanatana Dharma. We might have all these elements, but do we have love for Krishna? That becomes Dharma, the bull. And I realized, many times we end up charging Krishna that he doesn't exist. So we have Mayavadi Krishna Paradis. They are merciful, they are truthful, they are clean, they have austerities. But they do not accept Krishna, the bull. So what does Krishna do? Kill that mentality. When I was thinking like that, I thought, oh my God, even I have many times thought, hey, Nirjala Kadashi, I stayed awake all night. I chanted 64 rounds. I did this and I did that. I wasn't talking about Krishna, I was doing what I did. So I'll have that bullish mentality and Krishna will actually kill it. And then I thought about, there's some thread here. Then I thought, Putana, who's Putana then? Putana, she was demoness on the inside, and she dressed up so beautifully. Even Yashoda Mata thought that's Lakshmi has just come. And when Putana wanted to kill Krishna, because whenever somebody's going to kill, they're planning how to do it, Krishna just closed his eyes. And Yashoda Mata thought she's a bit shy. Yashoda Mata picks up Krishna and gives it to Putana. So go on. See, Yashoda is so holy, innocent. She didn't realize her child is in danger. So stay with that, what happens there. I'm going to stop there and go to the beginning of anarthas. Why are we afraid of material world? Because we've had bad experiences. Kamesha krodesha rajoguna samudvavaha. Prabhupada says in that purport that Krishna arranges it that you go through terrible perversion. And when you've had enough, then you turn to Krishna. Bhai, you become afraid of material world. Then you take to Krishna. How do you take to Krishna? Sadhu Sangh is there as well. But Gyan and Bhakti. So you start to read Bhagavad Gita and everything. Then you get a bit of devotion. So it's Mishra Bhakti. It's a mixed Bhakti. Devaki was known to have Mishra Bhakti. When Mahavishnu appeared to Devaki, she immediately started to do stuti, glorify it. When Krishna appeared to Yashoda Mata, she turned the other side, fell asleep. Yeah, because she's Shuddha Bhakti, pure Bhakti. She never glorified Krishna. She always saying, please eat. Why are you going without shoes out there? That was her bhakti. Whereas Devaki Ma, Mishra Bhakti, start to glorify, you are this, you are that. So did Vasudeva. So what happens is, you start to have Gyan, you start to have also Bhakti, Mishra, and you're afraid of the material world. That fear of the material world, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, is Kans. That's Kans. So Kans is encouraging, oh, you're afraid of me. So now you should become truthful. So what happens is, you get married to Vasudeva. He's called Satyavad. He's Satyavadi. He's truth. So when Gyan, knowledge, and Bhakti marries truth, guess what? There is a Kashvani that to Kans, very soon the 8th child is going to kill you. Meaning once you have Bhakti, Gyan, and you're truthful, then you won't be afraid of the material world anymore. And immediately the fear of which is Kans, grabs Mishra Bhakti and says, I'm going to kill you now. Meaning your parents, your friends will say, don't read these books and don't go to temple. They become afraid. Oh my God, something's happening to my child. So there is a change, parivartan in you, because now you become truthful, you have Gyan, you start to do little bhakti. But you know what? You suddenly realize, if I don't give up lust, anger, greed, attachment, pride, and envy and jealousy, I will not advance. So guess what? You offer them to the fear. You become afraid. If I stay lusty, I will not get to Krishna. So you offer it to this fear. I'll give that up. If you stay angry, you give it to Kans. You keep giving it to Kans. Those are the 6 children within you. That did happen. I don't want to be a Sahaja. You're trying to imitate this thing. That actually happened, that Leela. But there's a reflection of that happening in every devotee's life. So when you start the journey, the next bit is, you've given the 6 of these up. It's not so easy to give them up, by the way. It's not like one day this and one day that. You have to work at it. Then the 7th one is Balaram. Balaram is outside Devki's. He was born to Rohini. What is that? That 7th one is association of devotees, Guru Sadhu Shastra. They will give you bal. So you must associate with devotees even while you're reading and chanting and whatever like that. Once you get the strength, then comes the next bit, which is Krishna. And when Krishna is born, immediately he's born in this prison-like heart of your chit. He wants to go out. Where? To Vrindavan. And the devotee at that stage starts to go to Vrindavan. And then the Putna Leela starts. Then Agasur, Trinavat, I'm running out of time, that's why I'm rushing. All these 20 anarthas are within you sitting. The demons are in here. So Krishna consciousness, and as Putna is killed, Krishna gives Putna the position of a mother, which means now, because this duplicity has been killed in you, you start to think of Krishna as baby Krishna. You will start to actually take care of Krishna. And that's Vatsalya Bhav. So then you want to serve Krishna. Then Shaktasur. Shaktasur is, he's my shelter, my nation is my shelter, my father is my shelter, all this kind of thing. And then there's Krishna. Krishna just kicks it, turns the other way around. Krishna becomes the main shelter, all these others are secondary. Agasur, you want to hurt everybody. You open your mouth, say, come in, then I'm going to eat you. Let's go for it. Krishna will go in there, destroy that mentality. That's why Aristasur, the bullish mentality, now I chant my rounds, now I'm pure. Krishna destroys that. Kaliya, to hurt others, say, I'm the one, and enjoy, his wives and everything. That anartha is destroyed. This came to me at Radhakund. While this is going on, I'm crying, thinking, where is this information coming from? And you know what? I always tell devotees, whenever this realization, I'll find a book which will reveal it. And this book here, by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a friend of mine gave it to me. Those anarthas are mentioned already in there. And I bet a sigh of relief, I didn't make it up. Where was this revelation? Radhakund. Let's have faith in the places of pilgrimage. Let's have faith in Srila Prabhupada. Let's have faith in the books. Let's have faith in the God brothers, God sisters. We talk about love, but do we give love? No. We're always interested still in ourselves, even though we're in the movement. And when you have to give love, you have to care about others first, then yourself. What happens is, we've been taught in the material world to be the best. Once my son came and goes, Dad, I'm taking these exams. I want to be the best, but I'm nervous. I said, don't be the best, but do the best. So whatever time you do something, you do your best, but don't try to be the best. Because if you're the best today, tomorrow somebody else will overtake you. But do your best, even when you have a cold. Whatever moment he's saying, this is, I'll do to my 100%. And it might not be as good as 2 days ago, but I will do my best for Krishna. And Krishna becomes good. Machita matgat prana bodhyantascha parasparam. Katyantascha mam nityam tushanti cha manti cha. 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the 4th Chaturshloki. Machita matgat prana. The chit means consciousness. The mind and the consciousness are two things. Because before I used to think man and chit are same. Chit is your consciousness and man is this mind. Man is material. Chit is towards the spiritual. The two can be different. And that's why we become Krishna conscious. Machit matgat prana. Prana, this is my life. Bodhyantascha. So the intelligent person actually. Katyantascha mam nityam. So this human-like form, you always glorifying. Because shiksha is philosophy. But Krishna Katha is Krishna's pastime. The two are different. Don't mix them. Shiksha is philosophical instructions. Katha. That's why we should do Krishna Katha. Pastime, Krishna did this, Radharani did this, all that. That's why Six Goswamis has given us all these books. Please don't ignore them. Don't keep saying, I don't want Sahaja mentality, I shouldn't read it. Please read the Six Goswamis books. Then you will realize Krishna's relationship with Radharani. When Krishna is most merciful, most sweet, he's Radharani. When Radharani is most Aishwarya, she is Krishna. There's no difference. At the sun globe surface, what is the sun globe? What is the light? You can't tell. Sometimes you see the sun globe, sometimes you see the light. Radha, Krishna are like that. You can't split them. Sometimes same Radha is Krishna, same Krishna is Radharani. But when they separate, that's the sunshine, that's the sun over there. But just remember, at the border, you can't tell the difference. So we have a lot to understand about Radha Krishna. They are, Krishna goes, Mame vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. I tell everybody, if you tell someone, you're part of me, how good they feel. Say, hey, you're part of me, Krishna said that, Mame vansho jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. He says all these entities are eternal and they are mine. They're part of me. The Lord has made that declaration. We should turn around also saying, Krishna, you're part of me as well. That's what he's waiting for. That's why he goes, Sarva dharman paritejya mamekam sharanam vraj aham tvang sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shucha. I'll say one more shlok and I'll end it then. The manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru mam aveshisi satyam te prati jane priyosi me. Priya means somebody very dear. The ones who think of him always. Manmana bhav. In that, if you read the purport, Srila Prabhupada said, actually for a pure devotee, he only meditates on the three Bhangas Swarup, Murli Manohar. Only there. Doesn't even meditate on other incarnations of the Lord, such as Varaha, Ram, Nrsimha and all that. The pure devotee. I don't want you to reject any of the other incarnations, please, because we are not at that stage. But Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto actually is for the gopis, because the gopis always thought of Krishna day and night. You will see, you try to think of Krishna all the time, you won't be able to, maybe for 5 minutes because you made the statement. And immediately somebody says, the pizza is ready. Yeah, we're getting late. And you'll see immediately there's a blank in there. But the gopis wouldn't make pizza. They didn't. But if he was there, for Krishna. And it'll be, I hope he likes it. So all the Matajis are very lucky. The ones who are cooking day and night, they are worrying about what should I cook for Krishna. And then they're cooking. I hope he liked it. And then the devotee says, it was really nice. Krishna accepted it. The cooks are the best. And can you give a big round of applause for the cooks? I think they really feed Krishna. And they feed the devotees. Because hunger is to be satisfied, not talked about. Similarly, the pujaris, they really dress the deities up for you. And I'll give them a big round of applause as well. Yeah, why not? Yeah. And all those devotees who clean the temple for the guests, and I think they deserve a great applause. Yeah, thank you. Because it's easy to give a class, I'll tell you now. Easy to do kirtan because you're in a groove, you do that. But it's not easy to cook all the time because you have to do much more hard work. Prabhupada said you can see Krishna through service. I will encourage devotees, please, if you're not doing devotional service, please start to volunteer in a temple. Start to just cut, chop, fry, whatever, and then you will see, you will be thinking of Krishna all the time. Not just like professional meditators, you do that. No, he is matgat prana. Tesham satata yukta nam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upyanti te. Tesham, to those I give this intelligence from the heart. So Krishna will reveal, like I was near Govardhan, he revealed why he's peacock there. And I'm just sharing this with you. Like I said, I'm not very qualified. I was surprised that somebody who's foolish like me, this was revealed. Truth is revealed, not created. The light shines on what's already there. So this is light. This Krishna Leela is already there. Nitya Leela. Namitika. Namitika Leela is casual Leela, which is like killing Putana and everything. Nitya Leela is meeting gopis. So there are two types of Leelas. Bhadra and Subhadra. Bhadra is auspicious Leela. Subhadra is more auspicious. And auspicious Leela is killing Kans, Putana and everything. That's Bhadra. Subhadra is all the Leelas with the gopis. And Yashoda Mata. That is Subhadra. So we should be meditating on Subhadra because that's Nitya Leela. The other one is Namitika Leela, which is kill Kans, kill Agasur and all that. That is for us. So Krishna will kill all the mentality. Then you will start to do your bhajan and start to meditate on Subhadra Leela. And when you start to meditate on your bhav will increase. And then you'll be able to talk to Krishna face to face. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any question or comments? Yes, bro.